So we're beginning again the fifth segment in this series on the story Der Dichter by Hermann Hesse, and today we have CJ who is going to be reading together and translating with us. And so we're starting actually here to pick up before the colon. If you could see right here, this is actually the. Can you see the mark on the page, CJ?
Now I can.
Okay, good. So this is where we're going to start, but in order to give the context, CJ is just going to translate this amount before what he actually wants to, what this poet wants to reflect, and then we'll just pick up from here, and we'll go down to this will be the end of our passage right here for today. Okay, and as we've done before, as I read, CJ will repeat, and you please read with him out loud, so you get a sense of the flow of the words and the pronunciation. And then I'll ask him certain questions and try to think what the answers would be, so that we deconstruct the sentences together and then come to a translation. So this is designed to help you become more familiar with the grammar and get little bit more fluid in your translation skills. Okay, so CJ, if you want to just give us a little background or just context by translating from here, aber so sehr ihn verlangte from there. Go ahead.
Okay. But so much, compelled him, or like however so much compelled him to go over there and to be there and to enjoy the festival in the vicinity of his bride and his friends. So still, and it says still he longed far more fervently
Good.
to absorb the all of this as a keen observer and to give and to reflect all of this in an entirely complete poem.
Great, fantastic. All right, so to enjoy all this and on the other hand, he desired to reflect as a keen observer, all of this. So that's the setting, and this is what he wanted to reflect. Colon, and let's read together. And again, CJ will repeat after me. Die Blaue der Nacht und das Lichterspiel des Wassers. Everybody?
Die Blaue der Nacht und das Lichterspiel des Wassers.
Sowie wie die Lust der Festgäste und die Sehnsucht des stillen Zuschauers.
Sowohl wie die Lust der Festgäste und die Sehnsucht des stillen Zuschauers.
So you can consider these or construe these as direct objects because this is what he wants to reflect. So the blue of the night, die Blaue der Nacht, almost exactly like English. Das Lichterspiel, the play of the lights of the water, as well as sowohl wie, the delight of the Festgäste, and the longing, Sehnsucht, all direct objects, and then genitive of the quiet observer, i.e. Han Fug, which we're talking about. So let's see, why don't you translate again? Let's see, well, from here, from the colon again. What did he want to reflect?
Oh, the blue of the night and the light play of the water, so well as the delight of the festival guests and the
longing.
The longing of the quiet observer.
Okay, and the quiet observer, der. This is the relative pronoun. What is its antecedent?
The Zuschauer.
Zuschauer, the observer. Who, and then where's the verb there? In that phrase.
Who leant.
Lean is leaning. It's interesting, if you were with us for the first section, this leaning was expressed in the past tense. So he leaned on the bark of a tree over the river. Now here is just the tree which is over, indicating the place, but in this passage above, über takes the accusative, if you remember, leaning over the bank of the river. Okay, so let's see, and then let's go on from here. Empfand. So empfand, everybody.
Empfand.
Dass ihm bei allen Festen und aller Lust dieser Erde doch niemals ganz und gar wohl und heiter ums Herz sein könnte.
Dass ihm bei allen Festen und aller Lust dieser Erde doch niemals ganz und gar wohl und heiter ums Herz sein könnte.
Okay, so this is just past tense for empfinden. So he felt or perceived that, and then here's the dative, to him, and then by always in the case of of all the festivals and all of the delight of this earth. And then what's the verb complex after the comma?
Sein könnte.
Yeah, which means it could be. So, and you have to supply an S here that's implied. So in the case of all these festivals and all the delight of this earth, it could be for him never entirely and indeed well and happy das Herz, so which means around the heart or at his heart. So he could never be entirely well, complete, or happy in his heart with this situation. So let's see. You want to translate again from empfand?
Sure. So he felt that it could never be entirely and
Indeed.
indeed
Hmm.
well and happy, good, not good, but you said
Happy or
pleasant
joyful
and joyful around his heart in the case of all the festivals and every delight
of
of this earth.
Yeah, good. So that's nice. So CJ sort of picked this up here first, and then picked up this other phrase last. So once you have identified the verb complex, the subject, and the direct object, then you can play around with the order of the words that would make sense idiomatically in English. So could never be quite and indeed well and happy uh, with his heart, that he, then go on, let's read together, dass auch inmitten des Lebens ein einsamer und gewissermaßen ein Zuschauer und Fremdling bleiben würde. Everybody?
Dass auch inmitten des Lebens ein einsamer und gewissermaßen ein Zuschauer und Fremdling bleiben würde. I
Yeah.
might have gone further than you did. I don't
No,
remember.
no, I went here. That's fine. So, and that he was a verb complex?
Bleiben würde.
Yeah, right here. Bleiben verb, put a box around the verb complex. Here's the verb complex, and here's the subject. That he, as a subordinate clause, then the helping verb and the main verb are reversed. That he would remain also or even in the midst of life, in the midst of all this running around and enjoying and celebration, in the midst of life, that he would remain a lone one, and to a certain degree, um, a observer and a stranger. Okay, and then let's go on. Und empfand, everybody,
Und empfand,
dass seine Seele unter vielen anderen, sorry, I should phrase it a different way, dass seine Seele unter vielen anderen allein so beschaffen sei,
dass seine Seele unter vielen anderen allein so beschaffen sei.
let's just stop right there. And he felt, and then where's the verb after das in that subordinate clause?
Beschaffen sei?
Yeah, and this is subjunctive, and he felt, and this is sort of it's not factual, so the German will revert to the subjunctive mood, that he is so created or so formed that, and what's the subject then?
Seine Seele.
Yeah, that his soul is so formed or so shaped or created uh, among many other people, that his soul is alone or singly so created among many others. That's how you would translate that. Then going on, dass zugleich die Schönheit der Erde, everybody,
Dass zugleich die Schönheit der Erde.
Und das heimliche Verlangen des Fremdlings füllen musste.
und das heimliche Verlangen des Fremdlings fühlen musste.
So where's the verb complex there, CJ, in that phrase?
Fühlen musste.
Yeah, so he had to feel, and where's the subject is obviously
Er.
that he had to feel at the same time, zugleich, and then you want to do that whole sentence then?
Sure. Where does that
Starting
even
from
start?
das. Well, let's
Oh,
see.
okay.
That he at the same time, go on from there.
Okay. I just that he at the same time had to feel
Hmm.
the beauty of the earth and the hidden longing of the stranger.
It's hidden, it's secret also, and it's also mysterious. That the Heimlich comprises all those connotations. Yeah, so a sense of being torn both ways, but as a wanting to be a poet, feeling the beauty of the earth and the secret longing or the desiring or longing of the stranger, that he must feel both of these at the same time. Okay, well, thank you so much. That was a really cool uh, perusal of this interesting and poetic passage. So thanks so much for attending, and look forward to talking to you again. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye bye.